Okay, guys, next clue says head north as far as you can go. North is that way. Let's go.
Nearly there, my hearty. I can smell the treasure.
Look, between the two spears, the sword hangs low.
Found it.
So, how's it going with Rebecca and Rachel?
Fine and dandy. I'm keeping them occupied.
I heard you were living the high life around there. Scrabble till 11 at night. Marge, really? Oh, Monica, you going home?
Yeah, better let the babysitter have some time off. There's quite a bit to think about.
Yeah, look about Dr. Kwan. I know she can be rather brusque, but she does have Graham's interest at heart.
No, good on her. It threw us for a bit of a spin, but I'd rather hear the plain facts.
You can count on it from Grace.
If a transplant will help him, though, I'll move heaven and earth to see he gets one.
Good on you.
Oh, Mrs. Smith, my husband had a kidney transplant last year.
Really? How was he?
He died, actually, but not for that reason. It was cardiac arrest. The transplant was 100% successful. He was a changed man.
That's good to hear.
How old are your kiddies?
Michelle's 6 and Hannah's 2.
Oh, well, you go for the transplant. They need to grow up knowing their dad.
Yeah, that's all I can think about. They're missing him like crazy already.
You hang in there and don't lose hope. Doctors can do marvellous things these days.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks. I needed to hear that.
Poor woman. Yeah. Oh, it was bad enough losing Tom, but at least the boys were grown up. Kiddies need both parents these days. I don't care what anyone says.
And if anyone deserves a second chance, it's someone like Graham.
They don't look too well off.
No, they're not.
Well, we'll have to do something about it then, won't we?
Marge, you've got that look in your eye.
Heave-ho, my hearties!
Come on, push, guys!
I'm pushing!
Yes!
I think I swashed my buckle.
There better be a ho-ho-ho and a bottle of rum at the end of this one.
There'll be more than that. Come on, let's open it. It's better than
I
Christmas.
just learn to breathe again, please?
You're so unfit. How do we open it?
Chain's probably rusted through. Have you ever heard the Incredible Hulk?
Not turning green yet.
Give me
Someone say gold.
Gold.
Say it again.
Gold.
And again.
Gold.
Yeah!
Oh, man, we're gonna have to take it back to the Toro.
This had better be worth it.
Can't Hillary be granted speaking rights?
The board meeting is for directors only. She knows that.
Look, she knows the details of the restructuring better than anybody. To give it a fair hearing, she should be there to speak to it.
Honey, the board members are not stupid. And they do have financial backgrounds.
She is the clinic's major shareholder, 43%.
I'm well aware of that.
Well, doesn't that account for anything? She shouldn't have to get down and grovel to be allowed to speak to the directors. She should be one.
Quite possibly, but the fact remains that she isn't a director yet. This may come as a surprise to you, honey, but there are some rules that can't be bent to suit Hillary Sturgis.
Okay, if you want rules, I've got McKenna's position on the board. I will personally invite her to speak.
I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You can't unilaterally invite an outsider to address the meeting. It has to be voted on first. But since you feel so strongly, I'll have a word with Noel about it.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Meaning?
Meaning you two make a very, very cosy gang of two.
I know cosier than you and Hillary.
This is about what's good for the clinic, okay?
Quite. And that's up to the board to decide. Excuse me.
Look, it says here, I was not available for comment. They didn't even try and contact me.
Oh, naughty journos.
Well, it's so one-sided. It's complete misrepresentation.
Yes, well, more importantly, it's a PR disaster.
Yeah, well, if they had listened, if they knew that I was going to try and find her another place, then maybe they could have painted a
Oh, a
fairer
little
side.
crash course in the media, darling. Lesson 1, conflict sells. Lesson 2, heartwarming human interest sells. Truth is strictly rationed, and if you glance at the front page, you'll notice that yet another police dog has made a full recovery. Lesson 3, It saves a lot of time and energy to have a tame publisher whose financial viability is highly questionable. I wonder how much advertising I should threaten to withdraw from the tired little rag. Yes. Could I speak to Mr. Holden, please?
We've got to thresh out a common approach here. Otherwise, we're sending out mixed messages and demoralising Graham.
And you suggest we offer him some fantasy to cheer him up?
I don't see it as a fantasy. He's an excellent candidate for a transplant.
He's battling a viral infection. He's in no condition to even consider a transplant. And if he did, I doubt he'd survive it.
It gives him a chance.
Get real, Chris. Forget it.
Hone's adamant he wants Hillary to speak at the meeting.
No skin off my nose. No, let her in. She can do her worst. This plan of hers is so full of holes she could drive a truck through it.
Even so, I'm sure she can make it sound very attractive.
Oh, of course she can. No, I can do with a laugh. Get on the blower, give her a call. See you at the meeting.
Open sesame!
I knew it!
Bags of gold! Bags of sand.
What kind of weirdo buries a million bags of sand?
No, there must be more to it. Maybe this is just another clue.
No, mate, we've been done like a dog's done.
Hang on. This one has something solid in it.
What? Let me see. This has got to be like jewels or a key or something.
Did they have cassette tapes at the turn of the century?
Ahoy, ye scurvy dogs! Who dares defile a dead man's chest? A curse on you for laying your thieving pirate paws on old first mate Rondale's treasure hoard. Gotcha, Skiggins.
That's Leonard.
Leonard? Leonard set this whole thing up.
Cozy!
What is this creatinine stuff?
Basically, it's a toxic byproduct. It's building up because your liver isn't processing food properly.
Worse and worse, right?
Well, right now, it's to be expected. As soon as we've got the infection under control, it should settle down.
You don't have to lie to me to make me feel better, Doc.
I'm not.
Look, Dr. Collin didn't beat about the bush. I know my number's pretty much up. I can face that.
Yeah, well, that's not true. A liver transplant can give you a normal life back.
Yeah, and what are the odds there? Stuff all, I bet.
Well, we can't absolutely guarantee success. But think of the quality of your life. If a transplant gives you a few more good years, isn't it worth it for your family?
And what about their future? You know, going without all that stuff, you know, scraping the money together for a gamble?
Come on, Graham. If it was Monica in your place, wouldn't you take the risk? We are going to do everything we can to beat this. And I'm pretty sure plenty of people will want to pitch in and help. So let's drop the defeatist attitude, okay?
Mr. Stokes undertook to present a full report to the next meeting. There was no further business and the meeting concluded at 8 p.m.
Someone want to move that the minutes be accepted?
Seconded.
All right. Matters arising are all covered in the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, before we move on, I'd like to register my objection to the board's refusal to allow Miss Sturgis to address them. She is the company's major shareholder, after all.
Yeah, hold your horses.
And she is the best person qualified to...
I said hold your horses, Roper. I've got no objection to hearing her say her piece. I've invited her. Anyone got a problem with that? Wheel her in, let's get on with it.
Well, all our love to you and Leonard. Tell him I'll strangle him when he gets back.
Me too.
Does he want to speak to Lionel again? Okay, well, you guys take care. Bye. Ha! At least we got him out of bed.
You call that revenge for what he's put us through?
Dear old Donna's crazy like a fox.
So, did you find out where the bones come from?
The bones were bits of Yorick. He's had them since med school.
What about the hole in the skull?
I used to hang him from the ceiling.
And you knew nothing of this?
Nope.
Not even a vague suspicion?
Nope. But I ought to have. Doddsy was surprisingly cooperative when we were discussing the renovations. And he does have a bit of an axe to grind in that department.
How come?
Well, when we were kids, I sawed through one of the branches that was holding up our tree hut. He never let me forget it. Still, he was in it at the time, so I suppose he has a point.
Well, at least this means no one was murdered on the toll road.
Says who? I mean, who knows what dark deeds took place here all those years ago? What avenging spirits bide their time in limbo, watching, waiting.
We never did find out what happened to Captain McCready. I mean, Leonard did base it on a true story.
Sends a shiver up the spine.
Hey, Bennett, if it was haunted, Gina would love it.
I'm fully aware that as the board of directors of Shortland Street, you are entrusted with the financial well-being of the business. You must act responsibly. You have a commitment to your shareholders. I can only urge you to consider carefully the debt restructuring plan that I've outlined. I believe in it, and I certainly believe it'll pay off in the long term. I care about the clinic, and I know you do. Let's not forget we're talking about its survival here. Thank you.
All right, discussion?
At the risk of asking the obvious, is the company in this much trouble?
Yes. Question is how to deal to it.
In other words, how much we risk.
We're risking enough now. We're limping. We're barely meeting our wages bill. There's only one way out.
Which is?
Split the company, as Hilary suggests. Raise a loan for working capital and let's get on with it.
Trading your way out too slow for you, Roper.
If we split the company, we'll be at the whim of the bankers. If we default on the loan, they could come in and asset strip us.
That won't happen.
And how do you suggest we magically repay this huge loan?
Hilary's already covered that.
My other concern is the small shareholders.
What do you think we're trying to do here? Send the company bust?
Yes, frankly.
I don't think so. I've been over the proposed in detail with Miss Sturgis. It would be quite irresponsible if we didn't put the matter to the shareholders. To veto it at this level makes very little sense.
I agree.
Well, you want to move on that?
Yes, I move we refer the debt restructuring proposal to the full shareholders meeting.
I'll second that.
Those in favour? Against? Carried.
Oh, Dr. Warner, a donation. Graham Smith's liver transplant.
Marge, you're amazing. Where would we be without your ace organisational skills and your big heart?
You'd muddle through somehow, I guess.
Go, Marge.
Now, this is just the beginning. These transplants cost a fortune, you know. But once I get the social club revved up, I'm sure the money will come rolling in.
Oh, if you're thinking of revving up the social club, I can recommend a lovely mime artist.
This isn't the same mime artist who's terminally vocally challenged, is it?
Now, don't be mean about Guy. It's not his fault he doesn't have hidden talents.
See you later.
Wonderful. I'm broke. Tomorrow morning, Marge, I promise.
He's a family man with 2 little kiddies, and it's always the children I feel sorry for in these circumstances.
I couldn't agree more. Night.
Excuse me, Marge. I can't find Mrs. Ho's file. Has it found its way back out here?
Here it is. Oh, can I interest you in a donation?
This is for...
Graham Smith.
What?
Dig deep.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
What does it look like? I'm supporting Marge's fundraising drive.
I thought we had this out this afternoon. We agreed it was premature to plan a transplant. Premature to say the least.
What harm does it do to raise the money ahead of time?
Like you need to ask. We haven't identified the causative virus yet. He's not responding to supportive treatment. And quite frankly, by the time you've found a donor, it'll be a miracle if Graham's still alive.
I think you're wrong, and I'll prove it.
Did you hear that?
What?
Sort of moaning.
It's probably me.
No, listen.
Oh, honey, go back to sleep.
I haven't been to sleep, and I definitely heard something.
Oh, you still freaked out about old Captain McCready?
No, of course not.
Come on.
Well, what? Where are you going?
Come on, you're coming too.
Where are you going?
Ghost busting. There are no ghosts on the toll road, and I'm going to prove it to you.
Did you guys hear something too?
Oh, that's very funny. Put the candle out now.
Oh, I didn't light it.
Well, who did?
Oh, God.
What?
The log. McCready wrote something about lighting a candle for him.
Oh, you don't think that he's...
Were you impressed with my powers of persuasion, Dr. Orpington?
You need to ask.
Not bad. Congratulations. Bribes must have set you back a bit.
Preaching ethics now, are we? That's not like you. Good night.
I always thought Ropetter was his own man.
Yes. What now? Hillary's bound to sway the shareholders just as easily.
Relax, Mrs. Harrison.
She only needs another 8% of stock on her side to have an outright majority.
Yeah, but you're still the small shareholders' rep.
Oh, so?
So they'll listen to you. They're not going to take a scrap of notice of some jumped-up yuppie. Go on home, pour a whiskey. And don't you worry, we'll beat 'em.
Yesterday bad press, today good press. I do not believe it.
We were talking, Stuart.
Sorry.
Is this Hillary?
Mm-hmm. The marina development. There is nothing in here about people being evicted or the environment. Nothing. Talk about damage control.
Maybe the paper's just trying to give both sides of the story, be fair. That's possible.
What's all this about?
No, there's this old lady, Iris.
You would never know from this that she's been kicked out of her house with nowhere to go.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, but at least Stuart's trying to do the right thing.
Try, big deal.
And what's the right thing, Stu?
I found her a new place to live.
Attaboy, a developer with a heart. Been fired yet?
Well, Iris doesn't know about it yet, but I got shouted down by Rachel, Nick and Renter demo. That's a long story, but I'll go around there this morning and see Iris and we'll sort it out.
It's clear from the case notes that Graham's condition is deteriorating fast.
Yes, it doesn't look encouraging.
And Chris is obsessed with a transplant. Now he's got Marge waving a donation box in reception. It's appallingly irresponsible, and he's setting the family up for a lot of unnecessary grief.
And you've pointed all this out?
Of course.
So what makes you think he's going to listen to me?
You're acting clinic director. He has to.
Of course. Leave it to me.
Yeah.
Grace, so where are we at with this Ledford saga?
Guy's still hounding me, and I'm trying to get hold of Ledford.
Late night, darling.
Late enough.
No. Poor baby. Where's Jenny?
She's not in yet.
Good. I'll give her this. She's not bad at the old bureaucratic tricks.
Like what?
She's scheduled the shareholders meeting for the day after tomorrow, knowing damn well it gives us next to no time to lobby them.
You never give up, do you?
Who owns Minnow Holdings?
I've never heard of them.
This time you did. Minnow Holdings have 8% of the clinic's shares. I'm getting the short shift from the small shareholders I've been talking to. They're mostly content to get in behind Jenny and stick with the status quo.
I thought that might be the case. Jenny's looked after the interest in the past.
Well, we need that 8% rather badly. We have to find out who's behind Minnow and get them on side. Otherwise, the plan's dead in the water.
Ah, excuse me, Grace.
Yes?
I'd like you to meet Noel Sturgis, chairman of the board of directors.
Pleased to meet you, Noel.
And you.
Noel and I need a word re Minnow Holdings.
Sure.
If you'd just like to update your telephone number and your address, Miss Goffin.
Oh, do you have Mrs. Waipori's test results there, please, Marge?
Oh, yes, the lab apologised for the delay. He said half of them were down with the flu.
Oh, don't say that. All I need is one nurse down at the moment and the rosters fall over. Which reminds me, I'm interviewing in a sec.
Oh, Steve's replacement. Can I offer you some advice? I've been here for some time, you know. I've seen nurses come and go, and I'm a pretty good judge of character. I could weed them out at the desk, if you like.
Oh, thanks, Marge, but I've done that already. This is the shortlist I'm seeing. Perhaps you could just make them welcome.
Fine. As long as you know we're stretched to the limit here without having to deal with queues of interviewees.
The queues won't be that long, Marge.
Well, sleeping beauty. Did you get some sleep after the sun came up, did you?
Yeah, something like that.
Have you kept that poor boy awake all night with all his strained muscles and everything?
No, it was the moaning.
Pardon?
Kurt's going to tell you about the candle.
It's a bit late, isn't it, Marge?
Yeah, well, Rome wasn't built in a day. What about you too, Kirsty? There was a bit of a row about this last night. Dr. Corn tried to pour cold water on the whole idea.
Surprised me. That woman is as hard as nails.
She is not.
Well, Chris said she was being pessimistic, and she just about jumped down his throat.
Well, I'm with Chris on this one. It's a good cause. We just got to come up with some whizzy fundraising plan.
Absolutely. Any suggestions?
It should be something different.
Yeah, I reckon something sort of sexy.
Oh, look, we are talking about a family man, Carmen.
Keep your hair on, Marge. Sexy, you reckon, eh?
What is so sexy about a liver transplant?
Hang on. I think I'm having an idea here.
Yes, but I could find a better spot for the ring, sure.
Come to gloat now. You're reaching new levels in sex, Stuart.
What's going on?
What does it look like? Iris has been tossed out of her house. And all your own work. You must be proud.
Hey, look, I just want to see if she's okay.
Yeah, well, she's not. She's collapsed.
Cops came to kick her out. Nice touch. Did you think of it?
Look, I had nothing to do with it. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, right. Save your lies for the media.
And for the people who don't know what a scumbag you've turned into.
Well, you listen to me. I came around here to tell her that I found her a new home.
Yeah, well, it's a bit late for that.
You summoned?
Yes, come in. Have a seat. I'll get straight to the point.
Please do.
Grace is fed up with your handling of Graham Smith.
Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
Look, this is serious.
It certainly is. She practically wants to pack the guy off to the morgue. I thought we were in the business of trying to save lives.
Look, I've bent over backwards to let you stay involved with Graham Smith's treatment, but this transplant thing is way out of line.
Why?
Or do I have to spell it out to you? You're raising false hopes.
They're not false hopes.
Graham shouldn't even be in the clinic. Aside from anything else, you're manipulating an insurance company to pay for his treatment. The last thing we need is a fight with them.
Thank you very much, Dr. McKenna.
Well, whether you like it or not, the clinic's not going to be a party to an insurance fraud. I'm arranging to have Graham Smith transferred to a public hospital tomorrow.
Oh, for all the high-handed bloody power trips.
I'm high-handed? What are you on, mate? Some kind of crusade? What the hell's happened to your judgment since you've been back?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So you want Graham out of here?
Yes.
Fine. If he goes, I go.
Is it you or is it me? Lately I've been lost, it seems. I think the change is what I need. If I'm looking for a chance or a dream, Shortland Street. Taking time to hold my place. Yesterday's another race, just living for the times we've seen. When the writing on the wall says I'll be Shortland Street. If you want to find a way of searching for another world, it's hard to see.